to the Squadcast, the official podcast of Glasgow Warriors, and we are actually back this week. This is the first time in about a month that we've had an actual episode, so thank you to everybody for sticking with us, and apologies for having the audacity to take a couple of weeks off at various points. Murphy, you've never taken a week off in your life, are you?
No, I've been grafting away. You've been on holiday in South Africa for 2 weeks.
I mean, one of those weeks was literally me on holiday, but still.
Exactly. So you've been away for 2 weeks, and then you went a week on holiday, so...
Yeah.
I've been here holding down the fort, and we're just waiting for this to return. I've actually had more questions about when is the Squadcast returning instead of when am I returning.
I mean, like priorities.
Yeah.
Like, just to make you feel good, when are you returning?
Well, I don't want to put a week on it, but let's just say a couple of weeks to go.
Soon.
Yes,
soon. There's a
the
return on the horizon. You are joined by one of your fellow RTP fellows at this point. For his second appearance on the squad, because you were actually in the same room the last time you were on this podcast. Well, this is clearly just that you're available. Euan Ferrie, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Well, I've been checking to yourself, so how is your injury? What was your injury again?
I've done a ligament in my foot, which is called a Liz Frank.
I mean, it was very careless of you, but thanks for redeeming that with the actual medical knowledge. How's your return to play coming?
Should be maybe 4 weeks, I think.
Okay, so...
Yeah, still a bit, but...
You got a bit to catch up on, Murphy.
Yeah,
we'll do it since it's been a month since we actually had an episode. We'll do a very quick run through of everything, because I mean it was quite a busy month that we've somehow missed. Rewind all the way back to the start. Obviously, big announcement the week that we stopped doing the Squadcast the first time by complete accident. We're taking the 18 Cup to Hampden.
Yeah, it's class.
I mean, I'm assuming you've been at some point.
Yeah, been there a couple of times. The last time I was there was to watch the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Nice.
It's going to be pretty exciting. Obviously, allowing more of our fans at such an important game will be pretty cool, and like I say, there's obviously Hampden's one of those pitches where you can really create some noise, and I spoke to one of our ticket office people recently. They said they've sold out a fair amount of tickets, so it's not sold out, sorry, they've sold a fair amount.
No, if it's sold out, that's news to me as well. But
it'll be one of the biggest Glasgow Warriors games, or home games, that we've had in a long time, so it'll be pretty cool.
Very probably ever.
Yeah.
Which is mental to think. I think we're just sitting around about the 17,000 mark at the minute.
I think the goal is about 20-25.
I mean, the goal's 52, but you know.
52, yes.
Fez, you ever been to Hampden before?
No, just to watch Scotland play.
No, you've not been to Hampden.
Oh no, I have. Sorry,
I
have. I think it was Scotland, Argentina.
Football.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah, that was fond memories.
We'll get you back on the pitch. We'll have you back out for that, but it'd be an incredible atmosphere. And if you haven't already, tickets available at glasgowwarriors.org. Grab your friends, grab your family. There's group booking offers as well. There's a bunch of rugby clubs that I'm going to forget. The only ones I can remember at the top of my head are Mar and GHA, who have all taken care of the group bookings already. If you are also a rugby club that's taking care of a group booking, consider this a shout out. I apologise for not naming everybody. Moving swiftly onwards to our next thing that we've missed, the South African doubleheader. 7 points out of 10. All in all, pretty successful trip, I think it's fairly safe to say.
Successful considering some circumstances. Not many folk will know that half the boys were ill for the whole time. So the boys dug deep and got 7 points out of 10, which will be very important. Those points, I mean, just now, those kind of losing bonus points don't seem that glamorous, but I think like last year when we went to Bulls and Lions, that losing bonus point against was it the Bulls or Lions?
The
Bulls.
Proved to be very important. So boys stuck at it, and that Stormers game, wow, the heat, you could feel it through the telly.
It was a warm one.
Yeah, boys were kind of out on their feet as well. You could tell it was a tough one, but they got the job done, and wee nons, was quality yet again. Yeah,
which leads us nicely into our next point, which is he's sticking around for another couple of years.
Yeah, Scotland captain as well. He'll be class to have. I think he's pretty settled now in Scotland and Glasgow specifically, especially with the introduction of his wee man, TJ, not Paul Jordan.
I was going to say, we should clarify that one at that point.
And also with his brother moving over, I think he feels pretty settled, and it's obviously, as a teammate, it's obviously class to have him here, and to know that we've got that go forward and that firepower in the centres week in, week out is going to be class.
Yeah, I mean, Fez, I'm going to talk to you about, because you played in the back line with him earlier this season as well. You probably actually got a fairly unique view on him sort of communicating to you to be in the right place at various bits and pieces.
He's a world-class player. Just to have him stick around for another couple of seasons is brilliant for the club as well.
Absolutely. And then the final nod that we should probably give is our boys that have been in Scotland duty in the last couple of weeks, whatever it is now. Big win over Fiji. Narrow-ish loss to South Africa. I say narrow despite the fact it was 17 points, but it definitely wasn't a 17-point game. Tom Jordan this time making his Scotland debut. Can't quite give the count of boys that have been involved so far, but you've also then got guys like Alex Samuel, George Horn, Jamie Batty, Johnny Matthews this week as well, who haven't been involved yet, that are all scrapping away. I mean, how good is it to see that lot step up and do their thing?
Yeah, it's awesome to see, especially some of the younger boys like Max, Alex, Gregor, all getting a really good shot and a good run up. Unfortunately, Max and Gregor are injured now, but it'd be nice to see Alex get a run at hopefully this week maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we should touch on Max actually. We'll not touch on the reasons Max came on early because none of us want to get sued. But I mean, how good was he coming on? There's one point where Big Evan Etzebeth decides to try and square up everybody, and Max is just holding somebody back. Right. And like, Max is just staying out of this.
Oh, Max he's a big old man, and he throws his weight about really well. No, he's a great player.
Are you sat in the stands cheering him on to throw his weight about, or are you like?
Yeah, of course. As long as it doesn't do it to me, that's fine.
We are. I mean, you're going to probably know this better than I. The full squad back in the building next week. Well, full squad that is here, not in Scotland camp.
Yeah, everyone's going to be back. Everyone's had 3 weeks off, unlike myself and Fez. We've been grafting away, but
no days off.
Correct. But yeah, boys are back in Monday morning, but it's going to be a strange one because obviously it's a double-header weekend for Scotland with the A team and with the senior teams. So we don't know who's all going to be involved with that yet. So we don't know how many numbers we'll have and what training will look like. But it'll be good to have all the familiar faces back in. Everyone will be nice and bronze and tan from holidays in Turkey like Kenko.
I was trying to work out where he was. I saw his videos just before he got. I was like,
he's gone to Turkey on holiday. Me and Fez were discussing whether or not he's getting his hair done at the same time. But yeah, all the boys will be back in week.
Well, he did remind me as well of the Scotland Day game against Chile. Not just boys on the pitch, there's a few off-field standouts as well. John Manson, team manager for Scotland Day. Greg Woolard in there with lead performance analyst or something, I think is his title here. Andy Vogue and Liam Walsh is the other one as well. And Pete Murchie obviously as assistant coach, and Pete Horn as head coach. So all the best to all of those boys, Warriors past, present, and who knows, maybe future. I don't know. I don't know how to end that. Last one, obviously, we talked about the Hampton game, but it's not our next game. Next game is the Scarlets game in a couple of weeks' time. I mean, they're a tough one to judge because they're going pretty well and kind of flown under the radar because they had a bit of a disappointing season for them last year. So what sort of test are we expecting from those guys when they rock up at Scotstoun in a couple of weeks?
Yeah, like you said, got under the radar. I think last year's game here kind of shows you how decent Scarlets are. Like they've got a couple of the locks and back rowers which have been pivotal in how they played last year. And I think we saw that with that disallowed try last year, which was obviously a big moment in the match. They're one of those hardy Welsh kind of squads that will ride out a game and then they'll have that bit of flair from the overseas boys which they've got,
fingers crossed. And again, tickets are available for that now at glasgowwarriors.org. Please come and support your Glasgow Warriors because we're going to need it and we can't wait to see you back here basically. It's been about 2 months now since we had a game on. Seems daft at the end of block one we've only had 2 home games. Anyway, on with the show. So yeah, for those of you who have forgotten how the Squadcast works in the last month, we have a bunch of questions. Fez, your job is to answer them, and Murphy, you do your usual and give us answers and heckle Fez when he does something wrong, basically. That's where we're at with this. We should also give a shout out to our regular question center, Rory, as well. Apologies for keeping your questions on ice for the last 6 weeks or whatever it is now. We know your reservoir's fully stocked and ready to go for the next few weeks, so we're looking forward to it. One of them is the first one we're starting with is his. A couple of weeks late, but it's still a good one to ask anyway, because similar to what we've had before. Who would you rather not sit next to on a flight to, he said South Africa, but any long haul flight? Now, Murphy, we've come to you before on short haul flights, when you regaled your story with our former head coach in the jump seat on a flight. But if you are on a 10-hour flight to Cape Town or Durban, who's your?
I would probably try and stay away from the big fellas because you want as much room as possible.
Yeah, that was a recurring theme.
Go-to. I don't think who though. Maybe like Pat. I'm not saying he's the biggest, but I don't know. Try and stay away from the. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that.
Big Nons and Z.
Oh yeah, that's a good shout actually.
Big Nons partly due to his chat as well.
Yeah.
Puts you to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fairly self-explanatory when I picked those two.
What's your tactic in that regard? You headphones on and try and just zone out for the rest of the flight, or?
I ended up playing, I think on one of the flights, I ended up playing a game. I can't remember what game it was now.
It also depends if you're middle seat.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that was it. I spent 4 hours playing the golf game that they have on the screens in front of me, which is like something from 1945.
Yeah, the one button that you
Yeah,
can actually do anything with. Yeah.
Trying to get below par. I remember Ben Afshar and myself on the way to the final having a competition so you could shoot below par. It took us about 3 hours.
I'm not sure whether that says more about you or the game.
Yeah, true.
Like that's yeah.
Yeah. But
So-
no, that was my tactic last time. I was sitting next to Benny, which is great because
He seems like a fairly.
I mean, I feel like he got the short straw there.
Alright, there we go. That was a fairly straightforward start to the Squadcast. So, question number 2. I can't remember who asked this, so apologies on whoever it was on social that asked this, but it was off the back of one of the gym videos we did in South Africa. Who is the biggest lifter in gym sessions? Now, obviously, you're probably only really going to be able to comment on forwards, given that we split forwards and backs.
Suz.
So I think it actually might have been Suz that we were on with the video, but he's got a bit of a reputation for this.
Yeah, his bench is crazy. Yeah, you just see him racking up the plates in the bar and you're like, oh my god.
Just make sure you're not
What's
after
going on
him.
here? Yeah. I'm not spotting him.
Yeah, he was, when we were on summer tour, I think he repped, I can't remember if it was 160 or 180 on the bench for 13 reps.
For 13 reps.
It's ludicrous.
I think who else? Maybe Big Nons is strong, but his form's just weird. He does. Yeah, scares me though.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a name and shame section.
I'm trying to remember who's on the boards downstairs. Sanders obviously up there for some of them.
Yeah.
I think he's got the squat.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah, Patrick's pretty strong.
I think backs.
I reckon, if we had to do the whole squad power to weight ratio, it'd be Jamie Dobie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dobbs is a strong little
Dobbs
boy.
and Josh McCann.
Yeah. Dobie's a powerful. I say wee guy, he isn't that wee, but
Comparatively speaking.
his bench, his squat, just like he's true warrior in every single.
Yeah.
So for those that are listening, the kind of standards we have at Glasgow, it ranges from. I used to be called NEEF, which was like your lowest kind of standard. And then it worked up through like warrior, and then true warrior was like the highest standard you can get in every single kind of component, whether it be squat, bench, CMJ, your bronco, your fitness, your speed, everything. Pretty much the only 2 true warriors in every single aspect is Jamie Dobie and Josh Mackay. So I feel like those 2 you can't really overlook those 2 because they're really close. I think I'm missing 3.
Out of how many?
It's like 9. It's like 9.
Fair enough, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Missing 3, how many? 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Missing 3 or 4.
That's like when you're talking about power to weight, like the one that immediately came to mind there is Lee Jones, and you actually think about it.
Yeah.
Jonesy and Dobie are probably fairly similar in terms of.
Jonesy was the most shredded man in Glasgow.
No, probably still is, to be fair.
Yeah.
Question number 3, and we will return to Rory's bank of questions, because I don't actually know whether we did an episode after this person left, so I can't reference out the wrap up at the start, but obviously we said goodbye to Richie after the South African doubleheader. So the question there was, which set of brothers do you reckon have been the most important in the club's history? Which is a big question, and Rory's not shirking away from the tough ones here, but we've got obviously the Greys, the Fagersons, the Horns, the Bullocks, if you want to go further back there, and there will almost certainly be more I've forgotten. The Bryces.
Yeah.
Oh, Z and Matty are up there because they've won the title now.
Yeah.
Say Rich and Johnny were up there as well.
Yeah, it's
But I
personally.
don't know if do they have to play?
No, they're just players that play
Like
for
the
the club.
influence they've had on the club.
Yeah,
I feel
yeah.
like the George and Pete influence influence.
Oh yeah,
has
yeah.
been pretty big.
Yeah.
Not just like recently, but like back in the day as well with Pete playing. But then it's hard to overlook Matt and Z because more recently the amount of work he does, the pair of them do, like with Xander representing the British Irish Lions, and then obviously Matty being a Centurion, so young. But then again, you look at Richie and Johnny.
Yeah.
Well, just the thing
It's
is,
so hard to
the ones we've named so far,
This
so
is
the
such a
Horns,
hard
the Greys, the Fagersons, and to myself, to the Bullocks, I'm pretty sure all 4 sets of those brothers are over 100 appearances, which is...
Yeah.
Is it Evans? Did they play?
The Evans brothers, I don't think they got 100 appearances, but they were
No,
both there as well, yeah.
Once.
Yeah, Sean's over 100s, Rory not, I think.
Sean's the
But,
most. Was it Sean's the most cap or second most cap Scotland player?
Scotland male player, yes. I'm not sure whether he's most capped or second most capped for Scotland, but yes. But yeah, great shout as well. Like 2 massive impacts at the time they were at the club as well.
Yeah, that's a hard question. Great question.
It's a very good question.
Johnny won the league when he was in Glasgow.
Yeah, he won the
Yeah,
And then
2015 league.
Richie's won the league.
Yeah.
So maybe a good shout for them.
Same shirt, I think, as well. Number 5 shirt, both
Yeah,
times.
yeah.
That is pretty cool. That's a good
Yeah.
wee start. Top of the moon. Get that on your page.
He probably has already. Let's be honest. I probably linked it from him. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna pin you down for an answer, but I mean, by the sounds of it, they both like.
That'll be a title.
Yeah. I mean, just a moment on Richie as well. Obviously, I'm imagining yourself growing up, he was probably a fairly big influence from you as a young player. Just talk to us about the sort of the influence he had on you when you started coming through as a pro in Scotstoun.
He helps massively with like all the younger boys. He doesn't really say much, but he kind of leads by example, which is good. Just such a big character in the Warriors change room, and he'll be missed.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to make my debut against Fiji with Richie behind me, so in the scrum, so it was pretty special because I remember I must have been, I want to say like 10 at Dens Park in Dundee, and I was ball boy when Richie was playing for the 20s at Scotland, and then to be able to play internationally with him was pretty cool. And obviously, like Fez says, he's such a big character around the park, around the stadium, and he will be missed big time. I think he played such a pivotal role in our set piece in the past couple of years, or well, a handful of years he's been here from when he came back. And yeah, we wish him all the bloody best in Japan.
I'm sure it'll be alright.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be alright. I don't think he'll be struggling out there at all.
Absolutely not whatsoever. Alright, question 4, second to last question we've got for today. This is not Rory's, this is actually from my dad. Which is, which warrior would you trust to plan your stag do?
Oh,
Your hypothetical stag do, unless there's something neither of you are telling me at this point.
I think who's got contacts?
I know it'd be great fun if Batty planned.
Yeah, I was going to say that, actually.
He had his stag do for his win in Portugal on a boat, which sounded pretty loose.
Have either of you ever had to plan a stag do? Is this something that either of you are familiar with, or
No,
never had to? No,
no,
not yet. Anyway,
Not yet. I'm trying to think of any young boys that.
probably the easiest way to go with this is who would you not trust?
Maybe Alex, actually.
Alex.
Yeah,
Seems like a safe pair of hands for that, sort of stuff, to be fair.
I still think he'd be good at that stuff.
I wouldn't trust Jackman. He'd be the last person I'd trust for a stag do. Or if we're talking about past players, I reckon one of the all-time greats, William Wilson.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like I
I
trust
feel
Wilson.
like
I'm not sure you'd make it to your wedding if it
no,
was
but I
stag do
feel
planning.
like if Wilson's canon in media and stuff in the future, he can start running stag do's. I reckon
That's the next one after put.
yeah,
applying.
he'll make some bit of coin doing that because I can imagine he's got some good planning.
I would
in terms of
probably
stags.
trust Tom Banaba. I reckon he's
BB.
got a good plan.
Go to south of France in a big chateau and
Yeah, he's got a nice plan.
yeah, that's not bad.
Oh, dude. Tom's a good shot, actually. I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, you've been to his little,
Oh, yeah, it's
I
nice.
say little chateau in
Yeah.
France.
Yeah, it's nice.
How the other half live, Fez?
Oh, yeah.
Final one before we go on from this. Would you trust each other?
I reckon I could do it, June.
Yeah, I reckon I'd trust you.
Thanks. Vice versa.
Yeah, thanks, mate.
Alright, final question for today, and this is back to Rory's as well. Now, I'm going to caveat this with, I think this is still a valid question. From the first week we were off, who is the most likely to be spending too much time in the newly installed sauna?
John
Kenny
Manson.
Brown.
I had a feeling that would both of those would be immediate answers there. Yeah, fun
Bye as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kenny Brown though.
Kenny Brown claims he was the mastermind of getting this. Don't get me wrong, it's a really nice sauna.
It was broke now.
It's broken. It lasted a month. It is very nice. But yeah, as soon as it arrived, the amount of staff that you see in there,
Oh really?
which you don't expect. Like I think Kenny's in it every. To be fair, Kenny does clean it as well.
And in the stews.
Yeah, the stews use it. Found out recently, those that are interested, that Stuart now loves sunbed.
Oh yeah. He came in the other day looking pretty bronze.
But he claims he just sunbeds before he goes on holiday, because he gets like prickly heat. So he says he uses a sunbed to kind of get him into that kind of little bit of tan before he gets heat. But yeah, Stu Dow loves his sunbed.
I'm not sure how to react to that piece of information now.
Um,
About players.
yeah.
Do we have any players?
To be
that
fair,
do
a
that?
lot of boys use it. I think.
Yeah.
I mean.
Obviously Batty gone in there.
I think.
Yeah,
I've been
everyone
there,
uses
yeah,
it actually.
Yeah, it's been pretty well used. I think I've been out with. I mean,
I've been in
Shaggy,
a couple of
Nons,
times, but-
JP, Heat and Big Nons as well. He can't last longer than 10 minutes in there.
Really?
Yeah, he hates it.
Yeah.
Big Nons.
Oh really?
I thought the
He always
Tongue
goes
is
to
He
Yeah, I
would've been
know,
alright with
but
that.
I think it's a thick skin. He's got that layer. Who else? Well, I think one person that uses it a lot is Matt Fag, purely because he lives a stone's throw away from
Oh,
the
yeah.
he
city.
does, this is true.
2-minute walk.
We'll not give his actual address out on
No.
the podcast. That's generally a bad idea. But you know,
But if you look out the gates of Scotstoun, just to your right, that is Matt Fag. I haven't
Oh,
specified which one, but
no. And
yeah,
please
so-
don't, otherwise Matt's going to come after me.
so Matt Fag, I would say, is one of the. I mean, it makes sense for him to use it a lot. But yeah, thanks Kenny Brown for the great addition, which hopefully will get fixed soon. I'll be waiting on parts from Finland to be alright.
Oh, there we go. I mean, any connections to the Finnish rugby union are greatly appreciated. On that note, on a very sauna-related note, we will call into that episode of the Squadcast. Fez, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks,
Hopefully
man.
you're back on the field before too long.
Yeah, hopefully.
Similarly, Murphy, hopefully you're back out there
Yes, sir.
in the not too distant future. And we will see you all back at Scotstoun on Friday the 29th of November as we take on the Scarlets here at Scotstoun. 7:35 kick-off in round 7 of the BKT University. Very, very quick, massive ahead of time. That is Fez whispering by your tickets is 100% right. GlasgowWarriors.org. Be there and get behind your Warriors. In the meantime, he's been Euan Ferrie, he's been Murphy Walker, I've been Craig Wright, and this has been the Glasgow Warriors Squadcast.